Hello. Hello. Hi Pranav. Can you make your video off? Hello. Yeah. Yeah. You can turn your mic off as well. Do you have a chat option? Am I visible correctly? Is there any issue? Okay. Okay. So let us start. Uh, I'm experimenting again with the Zoom feature. So I believe this will get sorted out. Uh, I'll collect some feedback from you after the class. So first, let us start our class, today's class. Just give me a second and we'll start. Okay. So we'll be starting with chapter 2. In chapter 2, we had two parts. Let me show you the book. What we have covered up until now is the first part, which is the strategy and the planning. And now we are going to cover the program, audit program. So, in practical life, what is an audit program? Let me show it to you. This is a practical life audit program paper. Whenever we go to do an audit, whenever we go to conduct an audit, we take a paper with us which has all the instructions or the procedures to which we can understand that what do we need to do next. So, this is a program for fixed assets. If the article has to check the fixed asset, the principal will give him the program and he will be asked to check all these things. In a program, it is written that first go and obtain a copy of fixed asset register. Then obtain a policy of fixed asset. Then review, ensure whether the capitalized items which are put up in the register are in line with the policy. Next, determine who can make amendments to the fixed asset register. The person should be authorized, the person who is amending the register, discarding the assets from the register, or putting in new entries, he should be an authorized person. Check whether all the entries were authorized or not. Check whether the fixed asset register is reconciled against the general ledger. Basically, these are all the instructions which the article needs to follow. These are the procedures which the article need to do to conduct an audit of fixed asset. Here the column says performed by and approved by. What is performed by? Basically, who performed the procedure. So article will put up his signature. Article has put up his signature as initials so that we can understand that this work has been completed. Next is approved by or reviewed by. So the senior can put up his signature against the work which he has reviewed. If he has reviewed only two procedures of the article, he'll put only two signature. This way, we can fix the responsibility of the article and we can also see whether the work has been approved or not. Can we rely it on can we rely on it or not? Next, there the column is work paper reference. What does work paper reference says? It says whatever evidences or whatever documentation the person has done while conducting the audit, we need to refer it. That if you need to see the documentation or the evidence related to this fixed asset register, you can go and check it. Okay. Next is, if you want to check the existence of fixed asset, we can check a lot of things for fixed assets. Basically four things. First is existence, second is rights and obligation, whether this asset belongs to the company or somebody else. Third is completeness, and fourth is valuation. So to check valuation, you need to do these procedures. To check existence, you need to do these procedures, against all of which article will put his signature and senior will review and put his signature. So this way we can ensure the responsibility, we can trace back who has performed the work actually. Suppose this procedure has been performed by article 2 or article 3, he will put his signature so that we can trace back who has actually performed the procedure and can fix his responsibility. Do you understand that? In the same way, senior will put his signature and everybody will put up work paper references. Okay. This is an audit program. You do not need to remember any of this. This was just a practical life audit program which I showed you. Now we'll come to our book. Now it will be very easy for you to understand what an actual audit program is. See, it is Meaning of audit program, it is a list of verification steps set out in a way that interrelationship of one step to other is clearly shown. For checking the valuation of fixed asset, we have put down four procedure. Every procedure is related to that item. We have asked the depreciation policy. We will ask the fixed asset register. Everything related to valuation will be put up in one column. Next, it consists of a series of procedures for obtaining evidence. All of the procedures which we need to do to obtain evidence, it consists of that so that we can make an opinion. It is a detailed plan of procedures with instructions for accomplishing the audit objectives. Audit program contains instructions as well. It contains procedure, but it contains instructions as well. For example, it will say that you need to check on sample basis 50 invoices. This is the procedure. Now sample should be taken on by this procedure, by random sampling, by stratified sampling, by this procedure. It will also be written. So instructions how to perform that work and procedure what work to perform, both of these things will be written in an audit program. Okay. It says, very important, it is desirable. Desirable. It is not mandatory. It is recommendatory that you should take an audit program for bigger audits. Okay. Can we make a single audit program and use it in every entity that we audit? Of course not. Why not? Because different entities have different functions. Different entities produce different kinds of goods and services. Some businesses are small, some businesses are big, some businesses have very good internal control, some businesses have very bad internal controls. So all of these things vary. Businesses vary in nature, size, and work suitable to one business may not be suitable to other. One business may be of manufacturing, one business may be of trading, one business may be of only services, one business may be small, one business may be a multi-billion dollar company. So work suitable to one business may not be suitable to all others. One business may have very good controls, efficiency of controls may vary, other may have very less or informal controls, unstructured controls. So the nature of services rendered by the businesses vary from assignment to assignment. Nature of services rendered by the auditor to the businesses vary from assignment to assignment. And that's why, because of such variations, one program for all businesses is not practicable. We'll have to make a different program for each business. It is a necessity to specify in detail in program nature of work to be done. In an audit program, we write what needs to be done, what procedures we need to be followed, so that no time will be wasted on matters not pertinent to the engagement. Pertinent means not important. We do not want to waste our times performing those procedures which are not really important. So we will perform only those procedures, we will put only those procedures in the program which are important for the engagement. And as we make a different program for each engagement, we will put only those procedures which are important to that engagement, and our time will not be wasted on those procedures which are not really important. Next, it says assistant to keep an open mind. Auditor, considering nature, size of business, should frame a program for minimum essential work. See, now you'll see a contradiction. Can we make one single program for all the businesses? It says evolving one program is not practicable for all the businesses. Now it is saying that for all the businesses we can make a standard program. But the difference is, it says most of the businesses have a few things in common, like everybody does sales, everybody does purchase, every business have employees, and they put the payroll, they give the salaries. Every organization needs to pay the electricity, the rent, the water expenses, all of these things. So there are a few things common across every industry, be it Reliance, be it a Kirana shop. They'll have to give the rent, they'll have to give the salary to the employees, they'll have to give the electricity charges, they'll have to purchase something, they'll have to sell something. So few of the things are common across every industry. So we can make a program for minimum essential work, minimum essential work, that this much work we'll have to do across every organization. So we can start with that program. This is a starting point, not the end point. This is just the starting point. It can be termed as a standard program. Auditor can consider the nature of the business. Nature means whether it is manufacturing, whether it is service, whether it is trading, what kind of business is that, size of the business, and should frame a program for minimum essential work that we need to do at least this much. Just give me a second. That we need to do at least this much. And when we start doing the audit, actually we'll gain some experience, we'll get to know a lot of things about the entity, we'll get to enhance our understanding, and as per that understanding about the business, we can put in further procedures. As experience is gained by actually carrying out the work, program may be altered to take care of situations which were left out originally, which we did not inculcate in the program but are relevant, or if anything which was originally included but now we feel that is unnecessary. Any work originally provided proves to be unnecessary, it may be dropped. So anything can be added, anything can be dropped. So we can start with a standard program, which is a minimum essential work program. And as experience is gained by actually carrying out the work, program may be altered. Some things may be included, some things may be excluded. Assistant engaged in job should be encouraged to keep an open mind beyond the program. Assistant engaged in job should be encouraged to keep an open mind beyond the program. See, as a sole proprietor, as a principal of the CA firm, I am not going every day at the client's place. I'm sending my articles. So when I'm sending my articles, I do not know what is actually happening there, but my article knows it. He is going and looking the processes every day. I can, through my experience, cover a lot of things which needs to be covered in audit of the business. But article can also give me some inputs that these things are happening. So what procedures we need to do as per those circumstances. So we should encourage him to keep an open mind and not just check what is written in program and perform that. Not just follow the program blindly, but keep an open mind, note everything, and report significant matters coming to his notice. There is a question also in your ICI study mat, or maybe a past year question. It says that article is conducting an audit of a company, and he sees that company has prepared 10 EA bills for the past 30 days every day and has been cancelling those EA bills. Preparing 10 EA bills, cancelling those EA bills. Preparing those EA bills, cancelling those EA bills. Daily basis, company is doing this thing. And there is no instruction in the audit program regarding that. So what should an article do? He should keep an open mind. He should note what is happening. He should report this matter to his seniors, or to the partner of the firm, or to the proprietor of the firm. Do you understand that? Please, first of all, write in the chat box, do you understand it or not? Or you may also open your mic and tell me, do you understand it or not? Secondly, take your time and read it and tell me if everything is clear or not.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. You can tell me if everything is clear or not. Take your time and read everything. Very, very important concept it is. Chapter 2 is of 6 pages only, but it comes for 12 marks in the exam. Okay, let us move forward. And next is construction and review. See, major part is it will talk about two things. First is review and second is construction. Let us first talk about review. What is review? Review means checking the audit program again after some time to see whether the program is adequate or not, whether any changes are required or not. Time to time, we need to assess the client's business. We need to assess our understanding. We need to assess the program and we need to check whether any changes are required in our procedures so that the program needs to be altered or not. It says there should be a periodic review of the program to assess whether it continues to be adequate, for the purpose of obtaining knowledge and evidence. What is the purpose of audit program? The purpose is to obtain evidence by performing procedures. So we need to see time to time whether the program is still adequate for obtaining knowledge and for obtaining evidence. If we will not review it, or unless this is done, change in business of client may not be known. If client has changed his business and we are not reviewing or assessing time to time whether the program is adequate or not, changes may not be known and audit may be carried out on the basis of an obsolete program. An auditor does not conduct audit only for a single year. He conducts audit on a recurring basis for multiple years. Okay, so auditor should not do that, pick up the program of the last year and conduct this year's audit as per that, or as per the basis of the old program. He should review it time to time. If he does not review the program and update it, the audit may be carried out negligently. Audit may be considered as carried out negligently conducted. So utility of program can be enhanced. Utility means usefulness. Usefulness of program can be enhanced only by keeping the program, the client's operation and the internal control under periodic review. So auditor needs to check from time to time the audit program, the client's operation and the internal control under a periodic review so that redundancies may be removed. So that redundancies means something which is old and we need not conduct that because the circumstances have changed. So redundancies, we can remove that. We will be able to remove only if we keep the program in check. We will assess it continuously time to time. Program not only lists tasks but also contains instruction. It says what to do and it also tells us how to do it. Like extent of checking, it tells that check on sample basis, but it also tells how many samples do we need to take. So one more important thing, it says as long as program is not officially changed by principal, assistant should carry out work according to the instructions governing the work. Assistant should not change the program by himself. He should look at the procedures, circumstances, whatever is happening in the entity, note it and come and report it to the principal. If the principal feels that a change is required, he will change it. If the principal feels that no changes are required, he will not change it. Article will not do the procedures as per his own will. I remember a story. It is during my articleship times. I used to work in a firm as an article and they sent me on an audit. So that was the first day of audit. They did not give me any instructions. I did not know how to conduct an audit. They simply sent me to the client's place and they told me that okay, conduct audit. I did not know anything about audit. So I started searching on Google. We were two. one of my friends, I and one of my friends, we started searching on Google, and we started checking the vouchers, whatever is written in the voucher, whether the company has made a journal entry or not, whether the amount is correct or not, whether the TDS should be deducted or not. We started searching on Google, and took out various laws, regulations, and we were checking all of that. And by the evening, we check all the transaction of that day, and came to the office of our came to our office. Then my principal asked me, "What did you do?" I told him that, "Sir, I ran a Google search. I found these points, and according to that, I checked." He told me, "Who told you to uh, put your mind into this? Whatever instructions we give to you, only do that, do nothing else." I was shocked. I said, "Sir, okay, I'll do whatever you say." Next day, they told me to check journal entries. I went, I checked the journal entries. I came to my office at the evening. They asked me several questions. Who is the biggest client? How much was the biggest payment? When is that payment due? I said, "Sir, I don't know any of this. I checked what you say." The principal replied to me, "So, will you not apply your own mind? You will only do what we are saying." Yesterday, he was telling me not to apply your mind. Today, he is asking me, "You will not apply your mind? You will see, you will check only what we are saying. Please apply your mind as well." So, I got confused. I did not understand at that time what he is trying to say. He is contradicting himself. But that is not the case. What he was trying to say, he could not express it in clear manner. I'll tell you what he was trying to say. He was trying to tell me that, "Chirag, please keep your mind open. Please note all the incidents. However, do not change the procedures what we are telling to you. Do exactly as we have told you. Note everything. Come to us, tell us, and we'll tell you if you need to change the procedures. We'll tell you if you need to do anything else." So, article should not change anything by himself, or the audit assistant should not change anything by himself. He should always note and report it to his seniors, and then they'll instruct him whether you should change something or not. Okay. So, review is done. Review is done. Next is construction. It says audit planning starts. Commences means starts at conclusion of previous year audit. As soon as we concluded the audit for 23-24 financial year, we will start planning for 24-25 financial year, and the program should be reconsidered for modification based on review of control. If the last year we found out that the controls were very bad, this year we need to do additional procedures, and all those procedures need to be included in the program. Okay, so we need to reconsider the program based on the previous year's review of internal control. Auditor should also consider timing of procedure, coordination of assistance expected from client, availability of assistant, and involvement of other auditors. Auditor should consider timing. What time should we perform what procedure? Normally, he has the discretion when to perform, when not to perform the procedures. It says auditor normally has the flexibility in deciding when to perform. Basically means timing. When to perform procedures, he can check purchase earlier, check sales later on. That is his will. However, in some cases, he has no discretion to timing, like observing inventories. For inventories, auditor needs to attend the physical verification process. What is physical verification? Entity shuts down its operations for one day. No new entry, no new inventory comes into the warehouse. No old inventory leaves the warehouse. Everything is still, and then all the employees working in the warehouse counts how many units are in the warehouse or are in the godown. So they check and then they match with the books whether everything is matching or not. Okay. So inventories or cash balances. For observing inventories, auditor needs to present on that day only, on which day, on the day when entity is getting its physical verification conducted, entity will not stop the whole process again, stop the whole entity again, and for and conduct the physical verification, especially for the auditor. So auditor needs to manage as per the entity's dates. Okay. And for cash balances, we need to check them at the year end on 31st March only. So auditor normally has the flexibility, but for some procedures, he has no discretion in timing. No discretion means no free will. He needs to do what the circumstances demands. So I was telling, first, auditor should consider the timing of procedure while framing a program. He should see coordination of any assistance expected from the client. If he needs to do meeting with the client, he needs to ask, when is the client available for a meeting? When is the purchase manager or the sales manager is available for a meeting? And accordingly set up his own procedures. Availability of the assistants. One person is not assigned only one audit. When you will go to articleship, you will be working on multiple projects simultaneously. So auditor needs to see whether uh, if a assistant who is needed, who has the particular skill set and who is needed on this assignment, when will that assistant get free from another client? If he is free from another client, we can use his time on this client. And the involvement of other auditors or experts. In case of Ambani ji, we need to check the valuation of the land which contains a lot of oil. So land will also have the value of oil and it will show in the balance sheets asset. So auditor has no means to verify whether the value of oil which is shown as 70,000 crore in the Reliance balance sheet, whether it is true or not. So he needs an oil engineer to check whether the value is true or not. So he also needs to see whether he needs assistance from other auditors or other experts in that particular assignment and assign them on a particular date. Okay. While preparing a program, auditor needs to stay within the scope and limitation. This is a very important question, by the way. A lot of time it is asked. Points to be kept in mind for the purpose of program construction. You need to remember the headings very, very carefully. So stay within the scope and limitation of assignment. Whatever subsidiaries you need to cover, stay within that scope only. Uh, Whatever you need not cover, stay within your limitations as well. You cannot force management to obtain full information. Next, you need to prepare a written program so that you can perform all the procedures and not carry out audit on the basis of a mental plan. Otherwise, you'll overlook or miss a lot of things. Next, auditor needs to determine what evidence is available and identify best evidence for his satisfaction. One single thing can be verified from a lot of sources. Let's say there is an item which is debtor. It can be verified, debtor 5 lakh. So it can be verified from external confirmation. It can be verified from alternative procedures, such as we can check the e-way bill that goods must have been shipped to them. We can check the correspondences. He must have placed an order on email. We can check the bank statement. He must have paid us after the year end. He must have paid us, or uh, what can we check? We can check the sales invoice. We can check the sales invoice that we must have generated the invoice. So we can check a lot of things. So auditor needs to identify what is the best evidence for his satisfaction through which he can get reasonably satisfied. He will apply only those procedures which are useful. Program will include objectives for each area and set of instructions. I showed you the objectives. To check existence, we need to do these procedures. To check valuation, we need to do these procedures. So the objective was to check existence, objective was to check valuation. So program includes that as well. Set of instructions as well, like 500 sample needs to be taken, or sample needs to be taken through stratified method of sampling. Auditor will also consider all possibilities of error and coordinate procedures to be applied to related items, all items that are related. Like if I have asked for the fixed asset policy of the management, every procedure related to fixed asset policy, I'll put up there only so that I can do it in one go only and not go to management again and again with the policy to ask for different questions. You understand that? It says,
Yes, sir.
it says, auditor should identify. I'll give you the reading time. Just give me 1 minute. Let me complete this topic. It says, auditor should identify evidence that brings the highest satisfaction to him. Types of evidences are documentary, physical statements. These are the example of audit evidences. Example of audit evidences. I told you we can verify one single thing from a lot of different evidences. We can verify inventory through physical verification. We can verify inventory through opening plus purchase minus close minus sales is equal to closing. That equation we need to we need to then get satisfied with the sales, with the opening, with the purchase, all of those things. So we can have a documentary evidence, we can have a physical examination, we can ask for statements or explanation from management should be, or why is this so much high than what it actually should be. Subsidiary and memorandum records the auditor can check, and minutes of meeting the auditor can check. All of these things the auditor can check. He will identify out of all these evidences which is the evidence which will bring him the highest satisfaction. Should the auditor try to obtain each and every evidence available for one single thing? No. Why no? It will take a lot of time and we do not have that kind of time. So he should place appropriate weight. Basically, he should fix the priority that for inventory, I'll do physical examination. For cash, I'll do physical examination. For FD, I'll see the documentary examination. So he should prescribe the priority that, okay, if for FD, documentary evidence is not available, I'll take external confirmation. If that is not available, I'll see something else. I'll see the TDS on the 26 AS form on the TDS side. So he needs to prescribe the priority that first I'll try to obtain this evidence. If I don't get that, I'll move on to the second one. Auditor should know what evidence normally should be available in context of transaction. If the entity has created an FD, the banker's certificate should be available. Whether or not the entity has it or not, that is a different question, but it should be available with the entity. Also, for example, for cash, he knows that the best evidences count. For investment, the company should have banker certificate, and for verifying assertion about debtors, the company needs to have ledger invoices, debit notes, or credit notes. It is very common sense that for debtors, company will have a lot of these things: invoices, credit notes, debit notes. So auditor can ask for that. And in addition, balance confirmation procedure is often resorted to for greater satisfaction. We can directly contact the debtor or the creditor or the banker so that they can give us confirmation that yes, the FD is there, yes, the amount of debt I have taken is this much, yes, the amount of goods I have sold is this much, and the amount pending from company is this much. So we can take external confirmation or balance confirmation as well. Now please read the topics once. Read the topics once and tell me if everything is clear or not.
Done, sir.
Okay, so the meeting will get over. I'll share you a YouTube link then. However, we have only one topic left. Oh, don't worry, I'll share a YouTube link in just 2 minutes. I'll let me over the meeting by myself. Hi, let us continue. So the next topic is advantages and disadvantages of an audit program. I have told you about the audit program. It is a document which contains a series of instruction. One by one, we need to cover all of that. There are a few advantages of that, and there are a few disadvantages of that as well. What are the advantages? It says it provides article or the assistant who is carrying out the audit with a clear set of instructions. He knows very, very clearly what he needs to do, what he does not need to do, what he needs to do next. Second, selection of assistant becomes easier. Let's suppose if an article does not know how to extract the data. So when we need to extract the data from the client's software, we will send some other article. As we have already planned the procedures, we know on which date we'll do which procedure, so we can easily select the assistants as per on the basis of their capability. Secondly, without a written program, work will be carried out on the basis of a mental plan. We'll need to keep everything in mind, and then there will be always a danger of ignoring or overlooking certain things. We will sometimes forget some things, we will not give some things very due importance. So, when we prepare a program in a written form, there is very less danger of forgetting everything. Then assistants, as they put their signature, they accept the responsibility for work, and the work can also be traced back. So nobody can blame the other article that, sir, on that day, that article has come and she has extracted the data, so she must have done something wrong. As I have put my signature in front of that procedure, so I accept the responsibility and work can be traced back that this article has made the mistake. Okay. So assistant, by putting their signature, accept the responsibility of work, and work done may be traced back to the assistant. Secondly, principal can control the progress of audit by examination of audit program. Principal can know how much audit has been completed, how much procedures have been completed, and how much are left. So he can control the process. If he feels that the deadline is approaching and only 4 things have been completed, he will send the rest of the team. If he feels that everything is going good, so he is comfortable, he'll keep continue sending the same engagement team. Program serves as an evidence in event of any charge of negligence. If tomorrow somebody blames the auditor that you have not if tomorrow somebody blames the auditor that you have not conducted the audit as per essays, or you have not conducted the audit properly, so auditor can show them the program as an evidence that we have conducted all the procedures. You understand? Next, disadvantages. Some people feel that the work may become mechanical and may be carried out without any understanding of audit. Article can see what is written and starts performing the same. He see counting the inventory, he'll go count the inventory and put his signature. He'll see check the invoices, he'll see the invoice, match the amount and put his signature. He will not understand why we are checking. If he does not intend to understand, he can only look at the process and not look at the bigger picture and carry out audit like a robot, that what is written I'll perform. That would be uh, a disadvantage. Next, sometimes program tends to become rigid and inflexible following set grooves. Grooves means rules. So sometimes it may feel that the program is following the set rules and it has become rigid and inflexible, that we cannot do anything else apart from the program which has been given to the article. So article may feel sometime that the program has become rigid and inflexible. However, we will study later on in this topic that this is not actually true. Businesses may change its operation, but old program may still be carried on. A lot of people do the same thing. Pick up the last year's program, do the procedures. Pick up the last year's program, do the procedures, and they do not conduct a periodic review of the program. So this is also a problem. Inefficient assistants may take shelter behind the program. That, sir, as it was not written in the program, so I have not conducted that procedure. Sir, as it was not written in the program, so I have not asked you about that procedure. Hard and fast program may kill the initiative of efficient assistant. Somebody who is very, very efficient, who has completed his own work, now is now he wants to initiate and wants to do more procedures. The program may kill his initiative, that only do what is written in the program, don't do anything else. So some people also say this, some seniors also say their juniors, that don't apply your mind much, do what is written in the program. So hard and fast program may kill the initiative of the efficient assistant. Now very important, star market. It says all the above disadvantages may be eliminated. All the purported disadvantages may be eliminated. Purported means these disadvantages, above disadvantages may be eliminated by imaginative supervision. Understand what is imaginative supervision. See, as I am the principal, I have sent an article to conduct the audit of a client. I am not going to the client place, so I don't know what is happening at the client's place. But the article is looking at the client place, visiting the client place, so he knows exactly what is happening. When he comes to me and tells me that, sir, bills were created and cancelled, bills were created and cancelled, I will imagine what must be happening there. And then I'll supervise him that do this and that, ask this question and that question. So I should imagine the scenario that must be happening at the client and then supervise the article, supervise the assistant accordingly. So if I do this, initiative will not be killed. If I do this, he cannot take shelter behind the program. If I do this, program will not become rigid and inflexible, will not become mechanical. You understand? So if I only do the imaginative supervision, imagine what he's saying, imagine what must be happening in the company, and then supervising him, then all the disadvantages may be eliminated. Next, for imaginative supervision, the auditor must have receptive attitude as regards the assistant. Auditor here refers to principal. So the principal or the senior must have a receptive, listening attitude. He must listen. Attitude for listening to the article. So he must listen and he should encourage the article to observe matter and bring matter to the notice of the principal. He should encourage the article to observe matter and bring matters to the notice of the principal. That very, very good. You have observed this just like this. I'm very proud of you, beta. Just like this. If you find anything else, come and tell me and we'll find out a solution. Okay, so he should do this to the article. Now, please read the topics once and tell me if there is any issues in the topic, advantages and disadvantages. Tell me if it is clear or not. Can you explain point 4 in disadvantage? Yeah, sure. So point 4 says inefficient assistants may take shelter behind the program. It tells that if I do not want to work any extra, if I do not want to devote any more time, I will only do what is written in the program and will not observe the matter and will not bring it to the notice of the principal. I'll just take shelter. I'll hide behind the program. And if my principal questions me that why have you not told me this, I'll tell him that, sir, anything was not written in the program related to this. That's why I have not told you this. So, inefficient assistants can take shelter, hide behind the program, and can say that, sir, only this much was written, so I completed all of that. Nothing else was written, so I did not ask any more questions, or I did not thought that it was also necessary. The assistants who are not very keen on conducting or doing the work, they can hide behind the program. Basically, they can take the name of the program. In the name of program, they can hide from their responsibilities, as their responsibility was to not end report, but they hide behind the program, they hide from their responsibilities in the name of program, blaming the program that nothing was written in the program, and that's why we have not told you anything. Okay, so as we do not have much time left, so we will not be able to cover the questions for this chapter today, but in the next class we'll cover this chapter's question and the 11th chapter's question uh, in the next class, which will be tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll cover both of these chapters, and from Monday onwards we'll start chapter 4. Okay.